Hello friends, welcome to my channel PhD Life. Today we have with us Mr. Shiril, who has converted IIM Bangalore call in the field of POM area, that is productions and operations management. And today we also have with us my colleague Vasanti, and she is pursuing her PhD from IIM Vizag, and she is in second year finance area. So welcome Shiril and Vasanti. So let us begin with our first question. So Shiril, it would be great if you could just start by having a brief background about your career, your past experiences.
Hi everyone, I am Shiril. I did my BTech from NIT Calicut in 2016 pass out. And then onwards, I have been working with a major two-wheeler manufacturer in India in basically a technical role. Thereafter, in 2021, I thought of doing something else, and I applied for this program, and luckily I got through.
Okay, so how long have you worked previously?
5 years, nearly 5 years.
Okay, that's a long time. Great. So
Kind of.
how being 5 years into corporate life and then you came back to academics. So what was your motivation behind doing PhD and coming into research field?
Actually, I always wanted to do some kind of an higher studies. And during the course of these 5 years, my priorities have changed. And now at this point of time, doing PhD is kind of a calculated decision, I will say. I have considered my skills, my abilities, what I want to be, where I want to see myself in, maybe in future, 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line. So that's how this decision has come.
So which all colleges you applied to while doing for your PhD admissions?
I applied to only Ahmedabad and Bangalore. I didn't get shortlisted for Ahmedabad. I got shortlisted for Bangalore, and I luckily got it.
That's a good conversion ratio.
That was an impressive decision to take at that coming back to academics and going for higher studies. So just tell me, how did you overcome the panic or the anxiety that a PhD aspirant would have before attending an interview?
Before interview, panic as such was not there. To be very frank, I was a bit. I don't know. I was not fully prepared. That I knew, but I was not that panic.
Okay, after starting of the interview, like sitting with the panel, and then they continuously short questions at you, right? So,
Uh,
how did you uh, keep yourself calm and answer those questions?
to be very frank, my panel was very supportive. They were not grilling me at all. They were very supportive. They were very cool actually. So they kept on asking the questions for the answers. I knew I said the answers, and for the questions I didn't know the answers, I said that, sir, I don't know the answer, and they were like okay with that. They were like very cool and supportive.
Okay. So did you kind of prepare for this interview by reading some books, some papers? So what was your preparation whole guide journey for this interview?
As my area was is production or and operations manager,
Yeah.
I came to know that the questions will be basically technical, more of technical than qualitative questions. So
Mm-hmm.
I brushed up through the theory, both quantitative and otherwise theory part from operations research, operations management, inventory forecasting. Then also through the max topics, calculus, probability, and all those. And the questions were mostly out of these areas. Like my interview basically had this first question: you have a profile which is good for an MBA.
Yeah.
Then still, why do you want you to research? And the second question: what do you expect from this program? What do you expect from this IIM Bangalore PhD program? And thereafter, all the questions were totally technical. Some problems, some graphs, some functions. So rest almost 30 minutes. It was all technical.
So how do you tackle your first question? Because in this is the only field in the management field, especially IIMs, which say that we allow people having bachelors in technology to directly do PhD, having a not doing masters. So how do you actually tackle? Because this is a very tactical question, which is very tricky to answer. That why to having a good MBA profile, but yet I want to do PhD directly. So
I answered it this way. I first of all, I don't have an natural inclination towards MBA. I don't feel it from the heart to do a MBA. And then I said, I think I have the right abilities or skills to do a research, and I really want to do research, do something good, which can also have a social impact and publish it for greater good. That's how I answered the question.
Do you have any previous research experiences?
No,
How did
no, I
you?
don't have.
Okay, how did you get this motivation for research specifically? Because PhD is that's all what you do in a PhD, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any proper research experience, but by nature, I am kind of a person who explores new things, learn new things. So I told the same to the interview panel. As part of the first question, I told them that I don't have any research experience. That's true. I am standing at the doorstep of a research world, but I think I am confident that I have the right skills to embark on this journey. So it's all about confidence. That's the
yeah.
same thing I
Yeah, that's true.
told the panel.
So Shiril, if you could just get into some details of your interview, that what exactly, if you could remember some of the specific questions which they asked, technical ones, and overall your experience of the interview, about the panel, about the overall, online experience, or your specific area wise experience, anything which you want to share.
So it all the in my interview lasted for around 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, and so it all the first question was about why PhD, why not MBA, and second was what do you expect from the problem, and
Yeah.
rest of the questions were technical problems.
Okay.
First they asked which all subject you remember from your operations management topic. Then I told key inventory forecasting. Then they asked what all forecasting methods are there. I told some, and they asked me to write equation of some of the methods. So I wrote it down in a notebook and I showed it to the camera. So as it is, it was online. That was the
Okay.
only way to do that. So then they told me to derive some equations from that equation which I gave. Then they kept on asking some more questions from that area, then forecasting area. Then they went to functions. They gave me an equation. I had to draw a graph of that. Then they asked me whether that is continuous or differentiable. Uh, then if it has to be continuous, what should I do? Similar things.
Okay.
Then even they ask a problem, LP problem, to optimize one equation with constraints given. And there, I think there were some more as well. So actually brushing up through my gate topics. I gave gate in 2019, but I had this notebook which I wrote during the gate preparation. So that notebook helped me a lot. I brushed up through the OR, OM, and max portions. Actually, I prepared only for 3 days, to be very frank. And some of the technical question I was not able to answer properly. They asked one integration question. Integrate this. It was a question which we had to do via integration by parts, but I didn't know the answer because I was not having practice of solving the problems. I knew that this has to be done like this, but I was not able to solve that. I told him, "Sir, I have not practiced properly, practiced technical question, but I know this is some method to do, but I won't be able to do it now." So they were okay with that.
Yeah.
And there were, I think, some other questions also for which I was not able to answer properly.
So it's fine not to answer in the interview, but you need to like be calm and composed during that time, right?
Uh,
Yeah. So did you also have some kind of written test before the interview?
no, for Bangalore.
So Bangalore had integrated written test with interview.
Kind of, you can say.
Okay. So
Actually, I was not expecting this many technical questions. I was kind of expecting a mix of problems and uh, type of questions from my work experience or similar to that. They didn't even ask about my work experience in details.
okay.
Actually, my preparation was more of from that side, both technical and qualitative. I was like kind of prepared for what are the OIM techniques you use in your industry or techniques you use in your industry. Similar questions. So they didn't ask anything related to that.
Yeah, because we expect having such a long experience and still they are not asking, so it's a bit strange. But yeah, IIM's interviews are full of surprises.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think for OIM subject, at least for OIM subject, these technical portions are
Compulsory.
kind of required, kind of compulsory. Because I heard it from other interview experiences as well. That I think from IIM indoor OIM area experience as well. That they do ask quantitative questions, technical quantitative questions.
Okay. So Shiril, how did you manage to get through your SOPs and research proposal? Like, how did you manage that? How did you make it?
Research proposal was not there actually.
Okay.
I
Okay.
kind of combined it together with the SOP. So for
Acha.
SOP, I got some help from my friends. Then I went through this Simply Management channel by Yusuf Hassan sir.
Yeah.
Then the Input Hub channel. So these were kind of some resources I used. Then I wrote SOP basically with what I really do now, what I'm missing in what I do now, and what I really want to do. So I made SOP into three parts comprising of these areas.
And then if you could tell us something about what mistakes did you make during the interview?
I was not able to solve some of the technical questions. Because of that, I was not fully satisfied with the interview.
So any future advice to our aspirants?
From the application point of view, I think other than SOP, everything is like you can straight away answer. SOP, I will suggest to go through, if possible, some sample SOPs. Go through some videos which tells how the SOP is to be written, and that's I think with SOP the application main part of application is SOP only. And regarding this area interview, I think you should prepare both technically and quantitatively and qualitatively. I would say brush up through max topics, OM and OR.
How did you plan for the post PhD thing? Like, how did you plan out your career as such? Like, what are your ideas about what would you do post PhD? Because PhD is not a small thing. You have to give around 4 to 5 years of your life to it.
To be very frank, I am keeping my mind very blank. I thinking of deciding my exit option through during the journey. But I know that there can be corporate options and academia options. These are the two major exit options. And then there are doctoral research opportunities as well. But I, to be very frank, have not decided yet which way I want to take.
So it was great having you both on this platform. It was a great session indeed. I hope our viewers would have gained a lot of insights from your experiences and your advice. So again, thank you, Vasanti. Thank you, Shiril, for joining us here.
Thank you, Aman, for
Yeah,
having us
thank
on
you.
board.
Thank you.